Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
Welcome one and all to another episode of the Newfangled Motion Picture Show. I am host number 1, Niall.
And I am player 2, Nolan.
And today we're going to be reviewing Jumanji, the next level. The next installment in the Jumanji franchise.
The Jumanji Saga.
Real quick before we get into that though, just want to let you know we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review. Not that, again, there's a whole lot to spoil about this movie. I mean, it's a Jumanji movie. It's not like there's any, big twist or anything. And then we'll give you a spoiler warning and go more in depth into the movie after that. So, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. We'll hit start. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
All right, moving on. I'm just kidding.
That's our 5-second review.
That's the end of that chapter.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the movie.
Here's the thing. It's kind of dumb, like the other Jumanji movies, but it's fun. It's a really fun movie.
I'd say it's up there with the previous one.
Yeah, I'd say it's as good as Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. It's got basically the same score on IMDb. 7.0 for this one and 6.9 for Welcome to the Jungle. But yeah, this was a fun movie. Like the other one, it's this fantastical romp that, all kinds of whatever they decide they want to have happen in the movie is that you just write it off as like, oh, it's a video game.
It's just fair game. Yeah.
And here's the thing is it's not far off from how those adventure video games were.
The Tomb Raiders and the Uncharted's.
Well, and not just those, but because it's clearly old era. It's what'd you say, a Gen 2 maybe video game console? Yeah,
I guess.
It's in there with the Nintendo Entertainment System or Sega Master System, I think, in that era. But a lot of it's just we came up with these different pulp adventure levels and came up with some bizarro loose story to tie them all together. And you just accept it because that's the whole point of the movie, is that it's, this sort of stereotypical adventure video game from that era.
But the way the NPCs operate is more modern style gaming.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's just fun romp. It's funny. It's got heart.
Kevin Hart.
It's got literally a heart in the movie. Kevin Hart was great in this movie too.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
The real life people that get sucked into the game in this one are Danny DeVito, who is the grandfather of the main kid from the previous one, Spencer, and Danny Glover, right?
Yeah.
And then the redhead girl that was Spencer's girlfriend, and then Fridge, right? Yeah, the black kid. So anyway, they're the ones that get sucked into the game, and so Danny DeVito gets put into The Rock's body. Danny Glover gets put into Kevin Hart's body. Fridge gets put into Jack Black's body, and Martha.
She's still in the same body.
She's still in
Karen
Gillan's body. But anyway, so yeah, I think so Kevin Hart did a really good job at imitating Danny Glover's voice, or not voice, but speech pattern.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I think is easier than imitating Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson made a good try at imitating Danny DeVito.
I think part of it's, too, is just, hearing him do that accent just feels so weird.
That's part
He's
of it
doing
too.
that
You
like
just don't
Philly
make
accent.
that voice coming out of that accent coming out of Dwayne Johnson
Right,
just doesn't.
Philadelphia, right? Is where DeVito's from?
I think so. I mean, he was on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I think he made that show because he's from Philadelphia.
If you heard a loud thump in the background, that was Nolan dropping his phone.
Yeah, well, it's over there now. I can't reach it.
Anyway.
But yeah, part of it was just like you don't expect that accent coming out of Dwayne Johnson, so maybe that's why it felt so off.
Yeah.
That could be it.
But
he didn't do a bad job. It was funny.
Yeah.
Like the way he did it was pretty funny, but yeah.
Are we in Florida? Florida?
Florida?
Are we in Florida?
Eh?
Yeah, and then I have more to say about the performances of the characters imitating their real life counterparts, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
So we'll get into that in the spoiler part.
Yeah.
But just some are better than others, we'll say. And we'll get more into that in the spoiler part. But yeah, so this one, it's got this whole like backstory about like like the kids all went off to college because they were all seniors in high school in the last movie. And they all went off to college and they're all back home for the holidays. And Spencer's like,
he's depressed.
He's depressed because, like the only girl that's ever been interested in him lives, 1,000 miles away or whatever. And he's all insecure about, how he's a loser. He's got like a crap job. He's always getting pushed around in New York because, he's a meek individual living in New York. He's going to New York State, right? Or something. Some university in New York. And so he's like, unsure about meeting back up with his friends, in particular with Martha. And, he's like looking through her Instagram at one point, like all depressed. And, it talks about like, they're not, or what is he say? They're taking a break or whatever. And he makes him go insane, I guess, and decide to go plug in the Jumanji machine.
Well, the last time he felt strong and powerful was when they were in there before, and he was in the body of the Rock. So,
which is a strong, powerful man.
Yep.
The Rock has more strength and power in one arm than most of us have in our whole bodies. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
also in this game, he one-hit kills everything, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if, like, Dwayne Johnson were to try to push you, like, be above you, positioned such that he was just pushing against you with one arm, and he's only allowed to use the muscles in one arm, that you could not push back with all of the muscles in your body.
Yeah, probably.
But, yeah, so he ends up in the Jumanji machine. His friends are all like, "Where's Spencer?" And they go to his house, meet Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, and get sucked into the machine ultimately. I don't think that's spoiler. That all happens in the first
Trailer.
15 minutes. Yeah,
it's also in the trailer.
It's also in the trailer. So, yeah, and as typical, they have to beat the game, or they all die. And they all have a certain number of lives. And then there's this whole backstory between Danny DeVito and Danny Glover. They're like, they used to be good friends, and now there's a grudge between them, and Danny DeVito's particularly salty about it. And yeah, so it's got all the crazy, wacky, fantastical action, and then it's got heart and heart.
Heart and heart.
Yep. But yeah, I recommend this movie. Frankly, it doesn't seem like anyone needs our recommendation to see it, though. If the sold out first showing on a Sunday is anything to go by.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone's
and that was sold out yesterday too. We tried to get tickets early.
Yeah, my guess is people aren't going to make up their decision whether or not to see this movie based on our review, but we're doing it anyway.
It's what we do.
Yep. So yeah, I definitely like this movie quite a bit.
Yep. Go check it out.
There's some really Really good humor in it too.
Yep.
So
Jack Black doing like
Jack
voice-
Black and Kevin Hart, both their performances,
are fantastic.
and there's both have some really funny
Yep.
scenes related to them. So anyway, let's throw up a spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. So they encounter this water that like when two characters are in the water and they touch hands, they can swap swap the player to the other character. And so Aquafina ultimately ends up with
So when Spencer first goes into the game, real quick,
Yeah.
his avatar is Aquafina.
yeah. So when Aquafina ultimately ends up with Danny DeVito, and she does a much better Danny DeVito impression than The Rock does. It might have something to do with the fact that she's also a fairly small person. I mean, I don't think she's as short as Danny DeVito, but
Yeah, that might have something to do with it too. But she does a pretty good impression of him. It's actually really funny.
she even does
performance.
like the squint and like the thing where
The Rock does the squint too.
he tries, but to him it just looks smoldering.
That's true.
But Aquafina does the like squint, and she like lifts the upper lip up so it exposes the teeth and just like goes, huh?
What? He does that arm wave, like that dismissal arm
wave that he does as he like turns away from you. Yeah, it's like she
It's like
does a
she
much
looks
better-
like she studied him pretty well.
Maybe she's a big Always Sunny fan.
Maybe.
But yeah, she does a really good job impersonating Danny DeVito. And then
So the scene though where they discover this water, it's Karen Gillan and Jack Black. And remember, Karen Gillan still has Martha in her, and then Jack Black has the Fridge, and they swap bodies. And he's all like, "Whoa, this body's great," you know, because he'd been Jack Black for a while, and he's just being an athlete, and suddenly he's back in an athletic body. And so Jack Black's like, "If you touch my boobs, I'm gonna kill you." He's like, "Too late. That's like the first thing I did."
yeah, I mean, you can't blame a guy who winds up in Karen Gillan's body. But by the way, she's looking real fit in this movie. Like she did some crunches, man, or something. Maybe it's all the training for the Marvel movies or something.
Well, she looks pretty good.
I mean, she's always been pretty fit, but
yeah.
But I mean, she just yeah, she looks like she could like crunch me, like press me while doing a crunch. So yeah, she's buff now. Frankly, I mean,
Yeah.
you could definitely believe her doing all the flips and whatnot that she does in this movie. Jack Black, when he ultimately winds up with Bethany backing him, and both him being Fridge and Bethany, like he does a great, like he's just funny as both of them.
Yeah. And then Fridge winds up in Kevin Hart's body again, because at one point they realize that they're all terrible in these particular avatars. Their personalities just don't work with whatever the abilities are. Like Spencer, who's in Aquafina, who's named Ming. Yeah. She's supposed to be the rogue character, but he's too like neurotic. Yeah, as they say it, he's too neurotic to be the thief.
Yeah.
Because he's in there like picking a lock, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should be doing this. This is, what if I get caught?" And
yeah,
stuff. So anyway, they all like change bodies.
Danny Glover, like who has important information about these dangerous creatures in Jumanji, takes too long to deliver the information because he has these like rambling, like
and slow way of talking. And
he's like my nephew says, or is he? He's 32 now, or 35. Man, time sure flies by.
Like, would you get to the point? They're constantly like, would you get to the point? At one point, because he takes so long to deliver information, a character gets killed. And he's like, I feel like if I had said that faster, he'd still be alive or something.
It's like, did me talking slow get him killed or something like that?
And then, see Dwayne Johnson, who's got Danny DeVito. He's like, yes, I've been telling you that for years.
Yeah. So it's the interaction between Dwayne Johnson as Danny DeVito and Kevin Hart as Danny Glover is just really funny.
But near the end of the movie, Jack, when they're all back in their proper bodies, so it's Jack Black as Bethany, and then Kevin Hart as Fridge, and they sneak into the enemy fortress pretending to be these two brothers, right? And there's this like one like guard, he's like, or for the bad guys talking, he's like, so you're the eunuch or whatever. Like Kevin's like, wait, what? No, I'm not a eunuch. I still have my balls. And like Jack Black's like, in spirit, he has his balls.
He's like, my balls are still right here. It's like, in spirit,
right?
Wherever they may be, and the guard repeats, wherever they may be, like it's a religious mantra.
Right, like the guard's like really impressed because apparently he like sacrificed his balls for something, like
to save Jumanji.
Yeah, to save Jumanji. He sacrificed his balls to save Jumanji at some point or something like that.
Yeah, it's a really funny scene.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff like that. It's just really funny. Highly recommend. They say goddamn a lot in this movie.
It comes out of Jack Black.
Yeah, but I mean,
as Fridge.
I think Kevin Hart says.
Well, it's Fridge.
Oh, is it Fridge?
It's Fridge's character who says goddamn a lot.
Yeah, this is PG, right?
PG-13.
Oh, it is PG-13.
Yo, they drop a shit in there.
They drop a couple of shit, so that's weird too. Because I could have sworn this was PG. It seems like something that they would have tried to get out there as PG, right?
No, what was the last one? That was PG-13, wasn't it?
Was it? Because it seems like a movie.
I remember the original.
Oh, yeah, it was PG-13.
The original was PG, wasn't? I think.
I don't, because it just seems like the kind of movie that like you would want to have like, 12-year-olds and up be able to, or like 10-year-olds and up to be able to see.
Yeah, but I think once you have a boob grabbing joke, you kind of got to drop the PG.
I guess. But yeah.
I mean, I think it would still be PG prior to the invention of PG-13.
Yeah. I mean, it's no worse than the swearing in E.T.
That's true.
So, and anyway. Got anything else to add to that?
Nope.
Go see it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's that time of year when, like, you have to figure out things to do with family and whatever. Like, what's something they can eat a big chunk of the day and, you can do as a family, but you don't have to actually talk to anyone. That's a good time for movies, right?
Yeah, that's what movies were invented for.
I don't think that's true.
It's probably true.
I
think Edison, when he was inventing the motion picture machine, he's like, people are gonna watch these, so they don't have to talk to their family.
Not that we've ever had a problem with that, but from what I understand, that's a thing people go through. So anyway, the next movie we're gonna see and review is gonna be Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and that's probably gonna be a long one. This one went for over 20 minutes. It looks like. Well, we've been recording for 20 minutes. I think there was some junk at the beginning that's going to be cut out, but yeah. So Star Wars, we're probably going to have a lot to say about that. We're both like really big Star Wars fans, and this being the end of the saga and whatnot, we're going to have a lot to say, I'm sure, and it's a pretty contentious topic at the moment. But yeah, so check that out. That'll be probably up. We'll probably get that up like the Friday after the movie comes out, right?
Yeah.
I think we've decided we're not seeing Cats, despite any potential memes that we won't understand, or just general zeitgeist that will be missing. But then after Star Wars, we're seeing on Christmas Eve is Uncut Gems gets its widespread release. And people are saying Adam Sandler like does the best job he's ever done in his life on this movie.
Yeah.
Apparently he's phenomenal in Uncut Gems, which is surprising to me because I've never been a big fan of Adam Sandler.
I've So I've never had any problem with Adam Sandler. I've actually kind of liked Adam Sandler, but not necessarily his movies.
Yeah, I suppose that might be it. I suppose Adam Sandler's probably not the reason I didn't care for a lot of those movies.
Like, I kind of like Waterboy. I think Happy Gilmore was overrated.
Agreed.
Everyone loved Happy Gilmore when I was a kid, and I'm like, whatever. It was a movie that sometimes they would show in PE when we couldn't go outside or something, because it was like vaguely sports related.
Yeah. Couldn't go outside because it's raining and the girls' are PE classes in the gym. So.
And we were not allowed to commingle with the girls' PE class. We weren't even allowed to know they existed.
See, my high school had a gym and an auxiliary gym behind the gym.
Yeah, mine did too.
Yeah, we always just got the auxiliary gym because it was smaller.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we were not allowed to share a room at any point or a field with the girls' PE class.
Nope, me either. And we were 6 years apart in grades.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know. It's like if we walked in the same room, they'd all get pregnant or something. I don't know.
You'd be looking at them, Nolan.
Yeah,
because you're a high school boy, and that's what they do.
Yeah, and they're all wearing short shorts. Of course, we'd be looking at them.
But anyway, so but Uncut Gems looks good. I mean, it looks like a good, like, suspenseful, like, mobster type movie.
Yep.
And so then after that we've got 1917, which also looks amazing, and test audiences are loving it. Let's see. It seems like World War I's getting more attention lately.
Yeah, I think part of that is its anniversary was, recent.
I mean, I guess like the year of the anniversary, people decided to start making World War I movies, and so now we're seeing them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then January gets into that weird time period where, like, movies that are like family movies that they weren't confident could compete with, like, Frozen and the other family movies in December come out, like My Spy, although that's PG-13.
Yeah.
But Doolittle's coming out as well.
That's a PG.
That's PG. That's decidedly like a family movie. Like, you look at that, and the fact that it's not Disney is surprising.
Yeah.
But it's also like all the horror movies that couldn't compete with the stuff going on in December are also coming out. October. Hey, there are horror movies in December. Remember when Krampus came out? That was
that was a
December.
Christmas horror movie.
Anyway, and then we've got Last Full Measure.
I never saw Krampus, but I was watching something about it recently. Apparently, that movie is a lot more comedy than you expect it to be.
That's what I've heard too. But anyway, so then we've also got The Last Full Measure, which looks interesting. It's got Sam Jackson and Sebastian Stan in it, and if that's not enough reason...
Christopher Plummer.
And if that's not enough reason to be interested in a movie, I don't think we can be friends. And then we've got The Gentleman, which is the next Guy Ritchie movie, which means automatically planning to see it. And the cast for that's also super stacked, so... but anyway, that's what we've got coming up, so if any of that sounds of interest to you, hit the bell button is what's important on YouTube these days.
I think.
Tell your friends. Subscribe, I guess. I don't know. Tell us in the comments why we're wrong about Richard Jewell or whatever.
This is Jumanji.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't think anyone's going to really disagree with us about anything we have to say about Jumanji. There's some people who are upset about people who like Richard Jewell.
Yeah.
But anyway, go yell at us on the Richard Jewell review. Which would also involve, giving it a view. I'm just saying. And then, or yell at us on this. Give us a thumbs down, thumbs up, whatever. We're easy. And check out our other stuff. Our last review was for Richard Jewell.
Yeah, Richard Jewell.
Yep. It all runs together after a while. But anyway, so yeah, check out our other stuff. We review lots of movies. What we do.
It's kind of our thing.
I would be curious to go see how much money we spent at the movie theater this year. Do you think you would want to see that number?
Nope.
Anyway. So, yeah, anything to add to that?
Nah.
Alright then. So until next time, toodles.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.